Welcome to This Week in Our Collective Heads. I'm Patrick.
I'm Kevin.
And we're here giving you the gaming news like we do every single week, except the weeks that we don't.
Right.
Which is very, very rare.
Yeah.
But we did just come back from a holiday break. We got all our Christmases in. We got our Hanukkahs in. We got presents. We got presents. I mean, it was a pretty good year. I got everything I wanted except for PlayStation VR.
That's impressive.
I got everything else that I wanted.
I got no video games for the first time in like 5 years.
What?
I don't know.
No, I bought all my own video games, though. I will say that. Okay. So I think.
Well, see, I
usually
thank
myself for being like, I got what I want. I got Overwatch, and I got.
See, what I do is like I buy the ones that I really want, and then I have like on my Amazon wish list, I'll have stuff like Doom or Watch Dogs 2.
Just in case.
Yeah, like some things that I'm like, yeah, maybe, but I don't want to. I'm not willing to put. I'm willing to put forth the idea.
Yeah.
But I'm not willing to be like $60, or the new Amazon price $35.99.
Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of that, and
they've been dropping them down really low.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
And we'll give you links for those, by the way, if we when we find those. I got a lot of great stuff for Christmas though. I got a Nest thermostat, which I got from my wife.
Yeah.
But technically I got from me and her, and it's awesome. What else did I get? I got food, so that's good.
I got a DC coloring book that like goes all the way back to like the original Catwoman spotted with the fuzzy ear. Yeah. It's amazing.
That's
and they'll have like it's mostly covers of the comics, and it'll have like and it'll be like October 24 cents or 25 cents for this comic, and I'm like, yep. That was cool. But it's really fun because like my kids know, like they know the current iterations of characters, but they're less familiar with previous versions of like the lethal Batman when he first started and was killing everyone.
Yeah. When people say, "Oh, Batman doesn't kill," yeah, he does. It just depends on the writer. I mean, the only person Batman past 30 years, Batman has tried not to kill unless he's written by Frank Miller or a handful of other people. Yeah. Batman tries not to kill, but you go back to the 40s and 50s, then he's killing people. Yeah,
and then you also have like a Marvel version of this one would have included the cover where Captain America punches Hitler.
Yes.
Which is still my favorite like comic cover of all time.
I mean, Batman killed people up until the Comics Code came in.
Yeah.
And the Comics Code came in, if you guys don't know, the Comics Code Authority basically said, hey, you guys have really bad stuff in your... you got blood and demons.
It's like we don't want to push this toward kids, and so it's very similar to like the whole thing that came out when after Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, was it?
And Gremlins that pushed PG-13.
Pushed PG-13. They wanted to have ways for parents to know, and now we have all kinds of ways to know, and they still freak out, and they're like, oh my goodness, there's sex in GTA. It's like, that the game says mature.
It says mature.
Your kid shouldn't have this game.
Says it on,
That's your job and my job as a parent.
It is, and it's your job as a parent also to go to evaluate that and say, okay, this is what the content is.
Yeah.
Is my child mature enough to understand this, understand the context, understand? I think that's the most important thing. As a non-parent, that's what I think as parents is the most important. Context is king.
But you and I have had conversations about this too, because my regular rule is that I don't want them to see human versus human violence.
Sure.
Like you can be fighting demons, you can be doing puzzles, you can be doing like the Marvel Lego thing. I mean that's kind of human on human, but like they just kind of poof.
Yeah.
And then the exception to that has been Overwatch. Because one, it's super cartoony. Two, there's no blood, and everybody just kind of comes back, and it's like, yes, you're shooting, but it's not. It's explosions and things that should and do cause blood in real life.
Oh yeah, but shrapnel and like bear traps.
And sniper rifles and all this kind of stuff. Rocket launchers. But whenever you die, you just.
When are you going to introduce them to gore though? Like,
I don't know. Well,
And
okay.
I mean that like introduce them to not like hostile. Like, I mean, because you gotta wait till like they're 6 for that. But
they're 6.
Oh shoot, they are 6.
They are 6.
All right, I know what to get them for their birthday next year. No,
punch you in the head.
No, like, yeah, cartoon violence is one thing, but I know I was exposed to it way too young.
Well, see, that's the thing is like I feel like a lot of our generation was exposed to violence and gore and scary stuff like way earlier than we should have been. Like Courtney watched it when she was like 8 or something. Yeah. And then they're like halfway through the movie, and her dad goes, maybe an 8-year-old shouldn't watch this. But like I was playing the first part of Inside, and like in Inside you're this little kid running left to right, and like they had a dude came out from behind and like grabbed me, and I was like, okay. Yeah. And then the next time I got caught in the flashlight, then they shot me from a car, and I was like, okay. And that's all you're gonna watch of that. and this it's all contextual, and we talked about it like right then and there. Sure. I was like, so I don't think that you should watch this game yet, because you know they're shooting a kid, and that's kind of scary. Yeah. She's like, it's just a video game, and I was like, yes, but
you don't want
I don't want you to have nightmares. I don't want you to imagine that this is how adults treat kids, because in their world they don't. Yeah. So, and also if at some point in the future, like long after I'm gone, Aria and Nora come back and watch this, hey ladies.
You know they'll probably end up watching this when they're probably like 10 or 11.
That's entirely possible.
I mean, that's what I'm guessing. I mean, I don't know about this video particularly.
Right, but like
the show.
Yeah, the content. Yeah. And that's, I mean, this is something that I'm proud of, and something that I've created. Yeah. So. Yeah. Or I think it could also be, and this is something that I've thought about. I'm gonna go real deep morbid here, and then we'll come back. I mean, I have a dangerous job. Yeah. And like there is a possibility that I won't be here, and I like the idea of having a thing that's not going anywhere that they could see if that were to happen.
And they could see you and hear you talk about stuff.
And we've done that, and I also have notes that in the event of my death will become public knowledge because timed releases and things. And I keep pushing the date back on that. And then like auto release type stuff. Like it's the standard, you know, spy you can't kill me thing, or else this gets released. Yeah, but in a much nicer way,
a much nicer, more modern way, and it's cool.
I also have the passwords being sent to Courtney because I know she's lost that.
Yeah, I should probably set something up like that because Whitney doesn't know passwords for like any financial stuff. Like I handle all financials and all that. Yeah. So, in the event of anything like that happening, I'm sure like the bank would do something. But
you'd think so, but I'm also paranoid. So like my stuff is pretty locked down.
Yeah.
So
no, I meant like the bank that would say,
they would cover that.
Yeah, we understand. Yeah.
So video games. Yeah. PlayStation Plus games were announced and released, and the games with gold and all that stuff. We have a video out for the PlayStation Plus ones and the games with gold. We released those over on Twitter and on YouTube if you're watching us and follow us there. But we're going to go ahead and go through those real quick and tell you, because I mean, we've gotten a chance to play a little bit of these because it's been a couple of weeks.
We have, and I'm going to kind of run through them, and I'll bounce back and forth if there's something we want to talk about. But I'll actually play the videos that we put on YouTube so you can see how cool our videos are on YouTube.
Exactly.
So the first one for PlayStation Plus, as you can see, the games in January is Asgand, which you got to play a little bit of.
Garbage.
It's garbage.
It's a match 3, and nope.
Yeah, not really worth your time unless you really like those. Day of the Tentacle, however, is a classic. I absolutely love this game. Whitney and I have been actually playing through it.
I'm gonna try.
It can be frustrating, but it's fun. The Swindle, you've been playing a little bit of.
Yes, Swindle is fun, like surprisingly so. Yeah. this War of Mine is one that I'm really, really looking forward to.
Yes.
It was allegedly coming to Vita. Titan Souls, also very cool.
Yes. Vita, PS4 for Titan Souls, which is, very top-down isometric Demon Souls kind of thing.
Yeah.
Blaze Rush, which...
PS3, it looks like micro F-Zero.
That's exactly
kind of.
Or
like,
the what's that RC? What's that? What was that RC?
RC Pro-Am?
RC Pro-Am. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. It really reminds me of that. And then we have the games with gold.
Yes.
Obviously a shorter list because they only give 4 games, but they're trying. They're still giving out games, 2 per, which is still good.
Yeah.
First up, we got Rayman Origins,
which is a quality. This is a fantastic game.
Great game. Great.
Yeah, we can go ahead and recommend that one.
Yes. The next one up is The Cave, which I can recommend as a really interesting, another Tim Schafer, really interesting puzzle platformer. But it's not too difficult. Killer Instinct Season 2.
Yeah.
I hope it's better than Season 1. Season 1
Well, I know that they've done a lot of upgrades and stuff.
And then Death Trap, which I don't know a lot about.
I thought it was Van Helsing.
Yeah, this is Van Helsing's Death Trap, right?
Oh, okay.
Isn't it? Oh, hold on. Did I put up the wrong video?
It's possible.
I may have. Let me check that for a second while you vamp.
Okay, so the Killer Instinct thing, I know that they have upgraded like some of the details, and the characters is like the main thing that they're doing, but they're also bringing out balance things and stuff like that, and says that it's the world of Van Helsing Death Trap. So maybe,
which
it's hard to say from that trailer.
So that's the right one.
Okay.
Now the bothersome thing when I saw Van Helsing on this list, I was hoping this was a sequel to the Van Helsing top-down isometric Diablo clone.
Yeah.
Which wasn't great. But those type of games can be really fun, and I was really hoping that
if they like upgraded it, learned from okay, I can see that.
That's what I was hoping for. Speaking of that, we did put up on YouTube as well. If you guys haven't subbed to us on YouTube, go sub to us because we just hit 103 subscribers.
Woo!
So
triple digits
now. It's kind of weird because we do podcasts, we do YouTube, we do Twitch. So I'm like, 103 subscribers, and our podcast listeners, we get consistently more and more podcast listeners, depending on the subject matter, what we have in it, depending on the week. But the podcast community is larger than the YouTube community right now.
Definitely.
But I do encourage you guys who are listening to the podcast, go check us out on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, because we are putting out a lot of content there. If you guys are not seeing that, that's TWIOCH everywhere except for Twitter, or except for Twitch. Yeah,
that's not confusing at all.
Not confusing at all. So just search TWIOCH everywhere, and if you're looking for Twitch, for our Twitch streams, it's TWIOCH Gaming.
Right.
But if you go to our Facebook, all that's there. On the YouTube, all that's there too.
Yeah. And so that's a lot of fun, and we want to engage, and we want to know what you want to see, how to make it better.
Speaking of that, we have a topic of the episode show. So
yes, we're changing up the format on this. What we're going to do is we're going to introduce the topic of the episode show, and then we'll talk about it in the following episode.
Yeah.
Because what we had been doing was like I would post it on like Friday or Saturday night, and honestly, that only gives some people a little bit of chance to respond. And so what you suggested is that we go ahead and introduce the topic and then discuss it the next week, and that way the podcast listeners can find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter, whatever, shoot us a message, and we can get your answers read on the show.
Exactly, because they may not see it in time.
Right. So the first one for that is going to be favorite boss fights.
Yeah.
And that's something that, I mean, most games have boss fights. So if you like video games, you've done some boss fights, and you probably have some favorites.
Most of them do. And speaking of that, I wanted to mention the Nier Automata. I keep saying automata. Automata. Maybe I'm British. I don't know.
No, you're not.
I don't know. So Nier Automata, the demo is out on PS4.
Yeah.
I did the playthrough. It is up on YouTube if you want to check it out. And we're talking about boss fights.
It's fun. I like it.
The boss fights in that
were
really, really fun, interesting. The game, for the most part, other than the boss fights, I don't think the game was that difficult. I had it on like normal difficulty.
Yeah.
I'm sure you bump it up and it'd be really hard.
It's honestly the only thing that I saw in difficulty was that like if you set it on like super easy, then like your little machine gun guy is automatic.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, it's just they're a little bit harder. They hit harder.
There's not more objects on screen though. I mean?
No.
Yeah. So that was the only part that got me.
That's a. Okay, there's actually an extra credits video where he's talking about dynamic difficulty, and the way that if when you're introduced to a game, it's like easy, normal, or hard. I'm like, I don't know.
I don't. Yeah.
Like and whereas in the game he pulled out was Dark Souls 2, where like you can do certain things to assist yourself and make the game easier, like the infinitely repairable ring.
Yeah.
Where you can only lose 3,000 souls and you don't have to go back and get your stuff. But like there's other ways to do this, and honestly just having them hit harder and you have to hit them more times is not terribly creative, and just give me the game and I'll play it.
That and easy, normal, or hard, that's like saying, do you want a small, regular, or large, and you don't even know what you're getting. Like, are you talking about shirts? Are you talking about pizzas?
Yeah, and like, I don't know what you consider. Like, sometimes normal, because like on most games, I'll start at hard, unless I don't think I'll be able to change it later, and then I'll go for normal. Yeah. But like, one of the other things that he pointed out is he was like, very few people want to start on easy because they feel like they're getting a lesser experience, even if they might have had more fun there.
See, Whitney goes for easy every time.
Okay.
And the reason that she does that is because she wants to enjoy the game. For her, gaming is a pleasurable experience. Yeah. She wants to go in, she wants to enjoy it, she wants to
experience the game, the story, the characters, all that kind of
She doesn't want to hit a wall for 20 or 30 minutes. If she hits a wall for 20 or 30 minutes in a game, that game is dead to her. That happened in Borderlands, and that game is now dead to her because of that. Now, at the same time, I say, she puts it on easy, but maybe a couple years ago I would have considered her more of like a casual gamer, but she's not. No. Because she plays games as much, if not, she actually plays more games than I do. She beats more games than I ever have. Because
you're a quitter.
I'm a quitter. Well, I bounce between them, and I'm like, oh, I want to try this. I like the sample platter, right? Yeah. I like sampling a lot of stuff. She's like, no, I'm finishing this. And like, she's the same way with Netflix. She's like, this is the series that I'm watching. I'm finishing this series. Okay.
Yeah, I tend to bounce around a lot. I will typically have like 5 or 6 games. This should be another topic of the episode show. Like how do you consume games? I'll work on making this more concise. Sure. But yeah, like how do you consume games? Yeah. How many games are you typically playing at the same time? Because like with the folders that they have now, like I have my little section of like 7 games that I'm playing right now. I've got Overwatch and Dark Souls 3 and others. But
yeah, other things.
But like normally I'll be playing like 6 or 7 games at a time. Sure. But I'll have like a main one, and then it's Overwatch. That game still. That game's fun.
It's a blast. And you're not one who likes competitive shooters.
No. No, like this is I've been playing games since I was like 6 years old. Maybe earlier, but that's as far as back as I can prove. Sure. And I have, until Overwatch, I had never found one that I had actually enjoyed. Yeah. Like, competitive. Like, I liked Far Cry games. Those are fun. Sure. I liked Fallout, but that's more of an RPG.
Yeah, Fallout's an RPG, and Skyrim is an RPG as well. I know you haven't played Skyrim, but Skyrim's Fallout, but in the medieval. It's amazing, and you should. But yeah, it's more of an RPG. Borderlands, I would say, is right in the middle. Yeah, because it's a shooter.
It's a shooter with loot, though.
It's a shooter with loot and stats, but it's not story and stats driven. It's gameplay driven. Yeah, as opposed to Fallout,
they also gave me a character where I can hide behind my shield. Yes, and that's important to me because I am not good at these games. And yeah, so spoilers for our review of 2016. Yeah. Overwatch is going to be on that list. Yeah, as is Darkest Dungeon. Yeah, it is. So anyway, let's go on to our second topic.
Second topic. So Crytek closes 5 studios. Yeah. So we kind of were talking about this maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, Crytek was not paying employees. I was giving them the benefit of the doubt, saying, well, there could be so many reasons why they're not paying their employees. It turns out they were not paying their employees because they didn't have the monies.
And they were not going to.
And they were not going to have the monies.
That's really sad, because there are times when a company is simply mismanaged.
Yeah.
And this is absolutely a thing where this, they just weren't able to get the projects out in such a way. They had ambitions. Ambitions are cool, but not if you can't make it happen.
Yeah.
You have to be able to finish what you're working on. And like this, that was the Crisis series on the Play, and that looks awesome. I want to play that.
Crisis has been the benchmark for PC since Crisis 2. It was like whenever a Crisis game came out, that was the thing. Then Witcher came out. Witcher's now pretty much a benchmark for people. But I will argue it's sad. It sucks. What games did they come out with though? Crisis.
Yep.
And Rise, the Xbox.
Really? Yeah. I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah. Which was crap. So
and that was at launch. That was at launch. That was forever ago.
3 years ago. Yeah. So it's sad. It's sad that they're closing. Sad for the people who are working there. But it sucks because they didn't have. I was just double checking the Rise part. Yeah. Sorry. More recently, Robinson the Journey,
which I've heard is excellent. Like what they do is you find items and you can actually like pick them up and turn them and look at them.
Okay.
In 3 dimensions.
Is it on Oculus? Or is it PS?
Both actually.
Oh, fantastic.
But like that's what I want from like I want a museum where I can pick up like art exhibits and just be able to like examine them more closely. Yeah. Like if you could have three-dimensional structures where I could like take Michelangelo's David and turn it and look at it and just be able to examine that, because I don't have the money to go globetrotting and checking out museums and stuff. And VR, okay, once they put museums consistently in VR, like I know you can tour the Louvre on Oculus, but like that for me would be like one of the big things of VR. I think that and being able to sit in the crowd for E3.
Yes,
I think that would be fun.
That would be really cool. I'm with you on that because we went to the Dallas Museum of Art a few months ago, and if you're in the Dallas area, Dallas Museum of Art is great and it's free. So, I mean, they have events that cost, but the museum itself is free. Okay. I think a lot of people don't realize that. You can go.
I didn't realize
you can go in there, and there's Pokestops in there too. You are people, and there are Pokestops there. So we went there doing some Pokestopping, and I guess this was like 4 months ago at this point.
Okay.
But there's some great art, and then there's some really amazing like pottery and other items. When you mentioned that, picking it up, I was thinking, wow, that'd be amazing. You could pick it up and look at like all the different pieces, because all I can do is see right here, and I can do this. I can't see underneath. I can't see how.
Well, one of the other ones that I think would be fun is like the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah,
I would love to be able to like actually like and like zooming in, and like there's so many things that could do that, and on top of that, like there are situations where precious art is destroyed, and if we work now to preserve more of that, that's going to be better for future generations ad infinitum.
I agree. And there's so much. There's only so much you can do in regards to like destruction. You even have deterioration of art. So,
well, yeah, I wasn't specifically thinking of deliberate destruction. But like a lot of this stuff is like very. That one Jesus painting that got retouched. Woo. Nope.
That's the best retouch ever.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So our thoughts go out to the Crytek people, and hopefully they'll land on their feet, and hopefully they'll get better managers wherever it is that they go. Yeah. Because this is something like right when we started this show, I think it was like October of 2014 was when they initially. Was when it was initially revealed that they weren't paying their employees, which is an important thing for companies to do.
Yeah, you need money.
Yeah,
people like money.
Yeah, and people, I would go so far as to say that people need money.
Yeah, most of them do.
So hopefully all that comes out, and we'll find a way to get more of this.
Yeah.
So
onto some more interesting news. Atlas has announced a new RPG.
Yes, they haven't told us what it is or really anything about it, but Atlas is releasing a new RPG IP, and that makes me happy because Atlas is the bomb.
Yeah.
Atlas also typically publishes Vanillaware, and like those two companies have just fantastic art and stories and characters, and they also tend to have a lot of like female leads, which I appreciate because I want to show that to the girls and be like, hey, you know, this is a hero, this is somebody you can look up to,
exactly,
and stuff like that.
There's a female lead right there.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Drop in the picture. So obviously, again, like the Kojima stuff, we don't know much about this. We know, I mean, you see, there's a sword.
I know, I'm
she's
interested.
In armor. She's a
an
redhead,
elf.
so yeah, I'm okay with all these things. But I'm excited about it because Atlas has some great stories, they have great artwork, but they're consistent in their quality, and I love that. I think there are a few companies nowadays that are consistent. Every time I pick up, it used to be Nintendo first-party products.
Used to be.
There's a handful that they've had some missteps on, like Star Fox, but the quality in that, I would say, is like they're like a Japanese Bethesda. I mean, every Bethesda game, okay, there's some bugs, but like the quality, the story, there's some really great stuff there. And Atlas is like that. I mean, Demon Souls, and it was the first time I played a game and went, I don't know this publisher, and then started, kind of following them more.
Yeah.
Very, very consistent. So I'm happy about it. I'm gonna keep my eyes on this.
Yeah.
Another thing to keep our eyes on is the Dynasty Warriors.
Okay, so Dynasty Warriors gets a lot of hate.
Yeah.
I love Dynasty Warriors. It's so fun.
It's fun, and it's the ultimate button mash. Just
well, it's the equivalent of a summer blockbuster for video games.
Sure.
Like I know when I'm going into this that the story's not going to be amazing. It's just going to be a bunch of crazy people that are vaguely historical doing things and killing a bunch of people, and like it's just fun.
It is. And for the first time, this is Dynasty Warriors 9.
Yes.
And for the first time, we're going open world.
Yeah, which is exciting because a lot of times, like you'll go through and you'll be like, killing hordes of enemies everywhere because it's what you do. You're a Dynasty Warrior. Yeah. But yeah, the open world is a new idea
for them. Yeah.
And a lot of times, like if you play one from the PlayStation 2 era versus the PlayStation 4 era. It's the same game, except there's more visible people on screen in the PlayStation 4 version because it's pretty crazy. We're professionals. Okay, so he's gonna do that, and I'm gonna move on to the next topic. Is we're still trying to get news on the Switch, and we'll have more on that on Thursday. Because that's when the big event thing comes out. Yeah. And then on Friday they're gonna have like a more in-depth look at whatever games it is that they reveal for that. But
Friday or Saturday? Is it Friday?
I don't know.
I think it's Saturday.
Okay.
But yeah, so the 13th, January 13th, later this week, will be the Switch, or in the past if you listen to this later. I'm gonna try to do a live stream of this, live reaction. Okay. I may live stream my reaction after they post the full video on YouTube. That way I can pause it. Yeah. Talk about it. Yeah. And then continue. Because sometimes they go through stuff really quick. And
they tend to do that.
It's hard to jump back and process what you're actually looking at. So,
but we do have a bit of news this week, which is that the Switch is going to be much bigger, better, more powerful when it's plugged in.
The GPU, specifically, the GPU itself is
going to be timed down whenever you're running on battery.
Now, developers, if they work around this could be not that much of an issue. We know this is a handheld. There are so many things from a handheld perspective, from a laptop perspective. I mean, that you have to pack these things in.
Like, whenever you have a laptop, you unplug it, then the screen dims, and you can see a little bit less going on in the background most of the time.
You can control that though.
Right, but
And
I'm talking about
Nintendo's
default settings,
Yeah.
and so, but because they're being so obstinate about not being willing to put forth information,
Yeah.
and because this is being served out piecemeal, they're not controlling the message. The message is, this is going to vastly improve your battery life. This is
Yeah.
so that you can play this for longer, and it's necessary. And honestly, when you go from this screen to this screen, 720 is fine.
Yeah.
720 on a phone is fine.
You're not going to realize
Yeah.
it. Actually, there was a study that said unless you're talking computer monitors where you're this close to it, for televisions, if the screen is under 32 inches, you're not going to see a difference 720 to 1080 unless you're sitting up really close to it.
Yeah.
Computer monitors are different because we're sitting like a foot and a half away from it.
Yeah, but like the screen for the Switch is, less than 32 inches.
It's
so
considerably less. And here's,
and so basically the idea is that yes, it's going to be my concern is that there's going to be frame rate dips because of it, because that's something that it doesn't matter what size the screen is, that's a problem.
because we're dealing with a GPU that's throttled, not the CPU. Because throttling the CPU would be an ordeal. You'd basically have to create 2 games at that point.
Yeah.
Throttle the GPU, it's the equivalent of on a PC going to a low settings versus a high settings. And what if they do essentially write the game code like a PC, where you have the default low setting and the default high setting?
Yeah.
Then this could be okay. But you have to optimize for both.
Yeah, and so but we don't know. We won't know until we see it with our own 2 eyes.
We won't know
We're not
until,
going to know.
Yeah, we probably won't know
how
until,
this is going to play
yeah,
out.
I will be getting one launch day.
Yeah.
I will be. There's a possibility if all things go as planned, I may take the day off work, go pick it up, or take a half day, go pick it up, and record an unboxing. And this is a big deal for me.
It really is.
I'm going to record an unboxing. I'm going to record gameplay. That's the other bit. This is the rumor territory, but rumors on it is that there is a streaming functionality to it.
Okay.
I don't know, and hopefully we'll find out Thursday.
Okay. So while we're on the topic of Nintendo and Thursday, I want 3 predictions from you.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and give you mine first.
Okay.
But that also means it's an advantage and disadvantage, because you're going to get to hear mine and you're going to have to say something else. Okay. So I want starting price. I want release date.
Okay.
And I want an unannounced game.
Oh.
That's within the release window. So it has to
but
be.
you're going to say what I think about the released game, but
Possibly.
Go ahead.
Well,
so you said
no,
price?
because they showed it. Okay.
You
so
said price?
The price is going to be $250.
Okay.
The release date is going to be March 31st, the final day of the fiscal year.
Okay.
Because they need to be able to say
is that their end of their fiscal?
Yes. And I think check what day of the week that is. If it's a Saturday or Sunday, I want the last Saturday or Sunday of March.
Yeah. So what?
I'm gonna say Sunday.
What was the third category? That's a Friday. Friday is traditional for Japanese release.
That's true, and then you have the whole weekend.
That's
okay. I'm gonna stay with the 31st then.
Okay.
And then the third one is going to be a game that they have not announced, and I think that they're going to give us a stay-at-home Pokemon.
So you took what I was gonna say.
Okay. Then I want.
No.
No.
I got more. Don't worry, I got more.
Okay.
If you'll allow me.
All right. So price.
Okay, so you said $250.
Yes. I think that because it's coming out so much later, and because it has to be competitive, I mean, these with deals and everything, it's already really easy to find an Xbox One or PS4 for $300. I think they have to undercut. I don't think they can go. I don't think they can go any higher than 300.
And they have said that they weren't going to lose money in this console generation on console purchases.
Yeah,
so
I wish they would.
Now I have to stop for a second and say we made previous predictions about this 3 months ago.
Okay.
Does this then change my previous prediction? Do I get to update my because the first one here updates would be an update to my previous prediction.
So we haven't done. We never did do that.
We did a prediction.
We did a prediction tally a couple months ago. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is new predictions, new possibilities for points.
Okay. So I agree with you on the price.
Okay.
I don't like it, but I think they're going to do that, and I think that the way that it's going to be is this is $250 for the package for the NX.
Okay.
I hate this. I think they're either going to be two SKUs, where one has higher has a larger hard drive, or the second bundle is a bundle, game and Pro Controller.
And that's the one I want.
That's the one. It's the one that everyone should be getting. Now, if the second bundle is a controller and a pack-in game, you can do digital game. Doesn't matter to them. All that matters is the tick that they sold the game, right? Because you sell the console, you sold the game, so they don't really have to get that much money out of it. And that's going to be Breath of the Wild pack-in. Yes, Breath of the Wild will be at launch, except for in Europe.
Burn. Will they initially release a Zelda Switch?
Ooh.
Because they love doing that with a 3DS.
I would love for them to do that. I don't think they're going to. I think there's so much going on.
There's no, and they're not great with production anyway.
Yeah.
They've said that they want to have 2 million available in the first year.
Yeah.
If this works, that's not nearly enough.
Yeah. And
did you hear the numbers on how many of the NES Minis they made?
Yeah. Yeah.
190,000.
That's it.
The entire internet wanted one.
Yeah.
And they made 190,000.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They needed to make at least 1.9 million. I'm saying that because it's 10 times the amount, because there's that much demand. There's more demand.
Absolutely.
Than that. So price, I think there's going to be a 250 model, and I think there's going to be a 300 model or so.
All right.
There may be, if we have two SKUs where we have two different types of memory, two different amounts of memory, there may be a third bundle.
Okay.
Where it's or actually technically there could be 3 or 4, because you could have Switch Light, Switch Heavy.
Do you know how hard this is going to be to score? He's been talking for 3 minutes. Okay, so give me a 1-sentence prediction on the price.
$250 for the base model Switch.
Okay.
$300 for a upgraded hard drive and or pack-in game.
Okay.
With controller.
Yeah.
If you have upgraded hard drive and if you have upgraded hard drive, then you may end up having more SKUs because you'll have different bundles.
Okay, then so
but your prediction, to 300.
Your simplified prediction is at least 2 SKUs.
Yeah.
One for 250, one for 300.
Yes, and the separate SKU.
No, that's it. That's your
250
prediction.
and 300. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like the Wii. The Wii U. Sorry.
So release date.
So I had to look on my calendar for this. So 31st. That's not bad, but it doesn't happen very often in America. I'm thinking around the 21st or 28th.
Yeah, but Nintendo does what Nintendo wants.
Nintendo does what Nintendo wants. I think it's going to be 28th.
Okay.
March 28th.
Which will be the Tuesday.
Which will be the Tuesday of that week. Yeah. And the reason that I say that is because they've already said March. It's not going to hurt their credibility in any way to push it at the last week. In fact, I think it's fine for their credibility, and it's better for supply to make sure you got everything ready.
And pray to God that there's enough.
And I hope there's enough. Places are taking pre-orders though, so I'm on a list.
People are taking pre-orders, but they don't know anything. They're just those are reserve lists that are not approved. So I don't know. I'm waiting to pre-order until Nintendo opens pre-orders.
So I have talked to Redbeard because he's manages the GameStop, and he has a list of like, as soon as we have pre-orders, these are the people that.
So you're on the pre-order
I'm on the
list.
pre-order list.
Nice.
And it's when I signed up for it, there was a very short list. I'm sure it's a lot bigger now.
Yeah.
So if I can't get on a pre-order for this, I am taking the day off, and I am camping out.
Cool.
I'm gonna do it old school. If I can't get it on Amazon or pre-order,
okay,
I'm gonna try as hard as I can do that. So the unannounced game, I would like a Pokemon game, and the Stars game hasn't been announced. So I'm gonna give you that.
Okay.
Right, because you have Sun, Moon,
and Stars,
and Stars being the Switch version.
Great Above and Beyond song also.
Yeah. So, what I'm gonna say for this is Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Bold.
Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I like that.
Is the unannounced? You didn't say launch game, did you? Or did you say just?
I said launch window.
Launch window. Okay.
Something that they're going to announce.
Yes.
Basically, a game that they have not announced, but they will announce on Thursday of this week.
Thursday or Friday, or whenever they do
this week on the 12th.
This week, yeah. This week.
Do you have a calendar up?
Yeah, no.
We could look at the 12th.
The 13th and 15th of the. Or
no, 12th. it's 12th.
Okay, 12th.
So yeah,
and
it is
14th?
Thursday. No.
The 13th is the second one?
It's 12th and then the following day.
Okay. I thought it was Saturday for some reason, because you were talking about possibly dropping in on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been cool.
So I'll do videos on all of them, but on one of those 2 days you're gonna hear about Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Okay.
Bold play, but that's what I think.
That would be fun.
That's something I thought that was gonna be thrown in there. I think Pokemon is a given, and I can't wait for Pokemon, not only for the points, because I'm gonna get like 3 points out of this,
right?
But I can't wait to play. Oh, it would be amazing if the Pokemon on Switch had all that integration, because then I can bring my Switch and my 3DS. I'm not going to bring both, but for a special occasion I might. But I can bring my Switch out with me, which my Switch is probably going to stay with me forever, for at least the first year, and carry it with me wherever. And if someone's playing on their 3DS, I then have interaction. And it's the interaction we didn't have between the DS and 3DS.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm so excited about, because someone who's playing on 3DS that doesn't have the Switch yet.
The possibility of unifying the systems, which is what it looks like.
But here's the problem. I think Nintendo is going to go away from friend codes.
Okay. Why is that a problem? Because then they will introduce something else that works.
I'm okay with the new.
Okay.
I have a very bad feeling that what's going to happen is when they do that is that the old will become like a legacy system. Because Nintendo has done that in the past where they have not integrated the two.
Yeah.
And I hope they do integrate the two. I'm just worried. It's not a prediction, it's just worry.
Yeah, I think but see, like when
I want a gamer tag. I don't want a friend code.
Yeah. So if they do have gamer tags or whatever, I already have TWIOCH. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, should be good.
So the next item we have on the list, going back to Overwatch, which we were talking about earlier, this was actually one of the earliest bits of news that came out
while we're playing follow-up.
Yeah, and so they had the comic where Tracer was revealed as canonically gay.
Yep.
And here's you can have a live reaction from TWIOCH.
Oh, I mean, I knew. What do you mean live reaction?
She's gay.
I'm like, okay.
Yep, that was our reaction, official TWIOCH reaction. But yeah, it's like
I thought you were waiting for me to be like, what?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna throw up the pictures here. To me, I don't think it's a big deal, and while it's not a big deal, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because it's a big deal that it shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah. One of the things that I really like about it is that Tracer is the face and butt of Overwatch.
Yes, she is the face and butt of Overwatch.
Like she's the one that comes up whenever you start the game. She's the one out there, and I can't play her. I'm not nearly good enough to master the where was I 3 seconds ago and where should I be 5 seconds from now.
Yeah,
like her movement is too erratic. I can't handle it. But yeah, I'm happy that Blizzard put this out there, and like Blizzard has not made a big deal of it. They just put it out in a comic, and the only thing that they've said is apparently they got like the forums and everything got hammered, and they came out and said, okay, yes, this is not a British thing. She's kissing her because that's her girlfriend.
Yeah.
And that was like the only thing they said about it, and they're not making a big deal out of it, which I'm glad for.
I find it funny that people thought, oh, it's a British thing that you like kiss heavily.
that you make out on the couch. Anyway, so that was a thing that happened.
I think it's a great thing because it shows the diversity in a game that has so much diversity.
Yeah, and they've also like forever ago they said LGBTQ characters.
Yeah,
plural. So there's more.
Yeah,
and I don't care.
I think that what I thought was hilarious, actually Kat and I were talking about this, was that there was someone online who was like really upset about this. Like very upset, which I was thinking that's funny because now you really can't get with Tracer. But the guy was really upset with it.
His fictional cartoon character,
and he said it was a perversion. All right. And then went on to say that he was really upset because he thought that Tracer and Winston had a thing.
That would be way more disturbing.
That would be disturbing. That would be a perversion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's anthropomorphized ape, but come on.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like, now you really can't date Tracer. Because she's gay. Now she really doesn't like you.
I don't know. I think that's actually a step closer to you, because like it's gender, but at least it's the same species.
Sure.
So
I don't understand people sometimes, but
I think I have to push the emergency button.
Oh, hi, Danny.
That's the same one. I hate it when they repeat like that.
Yeah, sometimes you have to hit it a couple times.
Speaking of Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, sometimes you have to hit it a couple times. You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
Yeah. I like this button. Alright, so King's Quest, which is a point-and-click adventure that I'm actually playing and enjoying.
It's a great one.
Yeah. So they released The Odd Gentleman, which did the reboot of King's Quest, the fantastic reboot of King's Quest.
Yes.
They actually put out a bonus chapter for anybody that has the whole series, and it's basically an epilogue.
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet, but I've heard that it's like an hour and a half more, which awesome.
That's a good amount.
Yeah, that's a good chunk of free content that we have been offered,
especially for such a story-driven game.
Yeah,
that's not because when people say, "Oh, there's an hour and a half content DLC." If it wasn't a game like this, you could be like, okay, what is that one little level from, like, if Dark Souls came out with an hour and a half more content, people would be outraged. I mean, it's like a 2-story building. That's it.
Yeah, and a boss.
Maybe. It might push you into 3 hours at that point.
Yeah.
But I love the King's Quest games. I love this because
the chapters are good. The storytelling's fantastic. The humor is hilarious, and it has Vincini from Princess Bride.
It has Vincini,
which makes me happy.
It has Doc Brown. So
yeah, the voice acting is spectacular. If you haven't picked this up, keep an eye. Like I'll tell you if it goes on sale, because I really enjoyed that, and it's in a genre that I don't typically enjoy.
Yeah, which I think this and the Batman Telltale game are two point-and-click story-driven ones
coming up on that one.
You may enjoy.
I've been enjoying watching your playthrough.
Yeah,
and I want to do something different. So I think I mentioned this on the show already, but I'm gonna do a series on our YouTube channel called The Silent Treatment, and Batman's gonna say nothing. Like, whenever I have a chance, he's just gonna sit there and stare at the other characters, because I want to see how the game reacts to
Bruce Wayne as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So
if there's an option for me to just sit there and stare at Alfred,
always an option.
Not always, because there are story choices. Choose to do one thing, choose to do something else. But like, as far as dialogue goes,
there's only like maybe a couple of those per episode.
Yeah, and like it'll be like they'll have a conversation, and then they'll reach a point where I get a choice, and then he's just gonna sit there and stare at Alfred.
But combat-wise, you're gonna combat.
Well, yeah,
because you have to.
Well, because otherwise you get a game over.
Otherwise you get a game over.
So yeah.
But yeah, I'd highly recommend King's Quest and Batman. I like that Batman you can play the different version. Greg Miller was talking about this. I'm sure you heard about it. He was talking about talking to Troy Baker about it, and Baker playing a completely different Batman than Greg, because Greg is playing the not quite 60s, but like he's a detective and he's a good guy and he tries to do what's right and
Baker was like, I like these lines better.
Baker was like, no, Batman breaks arms. Batman throws people off. It's like, it's the thing.
He punches reporters off of skyscrapers.
Yeah, that's what Batman does. It's like, no, but to him that was Batman, and I like to have those options. The silent treatment would be fun on that. But yeah, it's a great game. Yeah. In addition to that.
Okay, so now we have a little section of things that were announced / released.
Yeah.
We have Double Dragon 4 on PS4,
which when you mentioned this, I was like, okay, what? It's going to be like an upgraded graphical,
nope.
And it's not.
Nope.
So I was waiting for this trailer as I'm playing the trailer. I was waiting for the trailer to show me the this was old Double Dragon. Here's the new Double Dragon because this is old Double Dragon. And I'm like, where's the thing? And
yep.
Like, there's no. It's not an update.
It's just Tommy and Billy,
graphics,
and you
because there it is.
Punch and you jump.
There it is.
So.
Which, I'm sure. You can tell right there. Obviously it runs smoother, but it's continued with the old school graphics and everything.
Yep.
Unless they put a trailer together of the old ones that I don't remember, because this looks like new stuff.
Yeah, because I've never played the fourth one. I've only played the first two.
I've only played the first two. I didn't play the third one, so there we go. Okay, I was gonna say.
It is an upgraded graphical version, and
there's
we'll see.
The color palette.
It does kind of remind me of the Final Fantasy VI that they put on iOS.
Yeah.
And it's a different version that doesn't quite get the graphics right. But, so that's just a weird thing that happened / is happening.
I don't think it's bad. It's just like you said, it just falls into this category of I guess that's a thing.
It falls into the category of why?
Why did you do?
Yeah.
I would have liked a more Strider
dude, the Strider the Strider reboot,
PS4,
I guess.
Yeah,
that was fun.
That was amazing.
That was also a fantastic example of how to do 2.5D.
Yes.
Because way too many games are like, oh yeah, there's some moving backgrounds and stuff, but they don't make the backgrounds interesting.
Yeah.
If you just stand there in Strider for a second, which you shouldn't do because you'll probably die, because that game is hard as crap. But there's interesting stuff going on in the background. You're fighting in a factory, and there's stuff getting built back here, which is cool.
It's really cool. So I was hoping for that.
Yeah. The rest of the stuff is way more exciting.
Yeah.
So first of all, we have the Injustice 2 release date.
Yes.
Which makes me happy.
Finally.
Yeah.
So Injustice 2 release date was announced. Happy about that because I really liked the first one. May 16th will be the release date. Love me some Supergirl that's in there.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it because
Kara's awesome.
Yeah, Kara is awesome. I love and Aquaman's awesome too. Solomon Grundy. I think this game is going to be awesome.
Okay, Gorilla Grodd and
is it Gorilla Grodd or Solomon Grundy?
That's Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah, sorry, I thought it's
Grundy was in the first one.
Grundy, yeah, I'm thinking of, I don't know why I said that.
But yeah, the ultimates and where they pound you into another area.
Yep.
That's one of my favorite parts of the whole game. And also the story of the first one was so wonderful. Okay, who's the dude in red?
Was that Red Sun Superman? I didn't see. No, I don't know who that is.
Ooh, exciting.
I do not know who that is.
So
Greg tweeted us and tell us who that is. But you hit it on the nose. The story for the first one was great, and I can't wait for the story for this one because for a fighter game, that keeps me interested. That was awesome.
I love the Ultimates.
A fighting game with a story, I think, is important. I think it's paramount to keep you interested, and I think that the way that fighter and first-person shooters used to be back in my day was the single player.
You get an intro story and a closing credits.
Yeah.
And whereas Injustice 1 has honestly my favorite Superman story. Superman is really hard to do stories for because he's freaking invincible practically.
He's invincible and he's so vanilla. that it's hard to do that. But
Yeah,
what I
but
was going to say,
they did really well, and you finish. You finish.
no, what I was going to say was fighters and first-person shooters. A lot of them, the way they used to go with them was the way that used to be was your campaign was to teach you and increase the difficulty. And challenge you, and then by the time you're done with the campaign for a first-person shooter, you're done with the campaign. Now do some multiplayer. Now you know everything that you've honed your skills. For a single-player campaign, you would unlock for like Street Fighter 2, you'd unlock the ending cutscenes and stuff, and that was quaint, but it was cool because you could see all this that little bit of story, and that made you learn how to play Blanca. It made you learn how to play Ryu. It made you learn how to play Dalsim. I mean, characters you might not have played before that.
The other thing about it is that I really enjoyed the fact that like a lot of times, particularly with fighters, like every time you play a different character, you get a different story.
Yes.
And so like figuring out like the fact that Liu Kang won the first Mortal Kombat tournament,
that's technically canon, but did you play?
That's canon. But if I play as Scorpion, then Scorpion wins. If I play as Sub-Zero, Sub-Zero wins.
You see,
if I play as Sonya, then Goro wins because I couldn't play as Sonya. But yeah, like, and so I like the fact.
Play as Sonya. What?
No, Sonya. I could never master her.
Because she's okay.
Yeah,
I thought you meant like that was like a rule in the house. Like no one plays as Sonya.
No one plays as Sonya. No. The only one that we had for that was Oddjob. Nobody plays Oddjob.
No one plays Oddjob in GoldenEye 64.
But yeah, that was pretty fun, and I like the idea of having a canon story that everyone experiences.
Yeah.
So I will be picking that up.
Yeah.
And then a week later, we're getting Mass Effect Andromeda, which I also want to pick up because oh my goodness, this looks amazing.
No, this is March. Injustice is in May.
Aww.
So March 21st, Andromeda. This is going to be really hard for me because Mass Effect Andromeda is coming out. And the Switch is coming out.
Yep.
That does not mean they're going to come out. It's going to come out on the Switch.
It's not going to.
I saw people online going, "Oh, this is going to be amazing. I bet that's why they're doing it in March." No, it's not. If it was, that would be unbelievable. But it's not going to happen.
What if they had a VR section for that where you could like zoom in on the planets and like navigate around the solar systems and stuff? That would be cool.
That'd be really cool. I'm excited for this game, I'm excited because I believe that this will be the new start the franchise needs after the bad taste in the mouth that 3 left.
Yeah.
I think this is an amazing universe.
Yeah, I had thought several times about going through the Mass Effect trilogy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start on this one.
So because I don't
have.
You can.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I think that'll be interesting for us to discuss because you really enjoyed the trilogy.
Yeah.
And
I'm
aware that it happened.
I enjoyed 1 and 2, and 3 was a mess. 3 was like a weird hot mess, and I don't usually use that word, but that's a very accurate word for this.
Yeah.
1 and 2 have amazing stories, and I've been wanting to play 1 and 2 again, but I don't have the time for all these things that I want to do.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for this, for the story. I can't wait for the storyline that Mass Effect and the diversity in the world is beautiful in my opinion. I think that it reminds me a lot of Deep Space Nine in the way that all the and Star Trek in general, but Deep Space Nine really dived into the differences and like the cultures of the Ferengi and the cultures of the Klingons.
Next Generation, like they had a Klingon on board, but he was a Klingon who had grown up among humans, and in most situations that was kind of where his like he would do the Klingon version of the human reaction. Sure. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to go through and take out stuff. And I don't know, I'm excited. So we're both excited about this, and this is coming out March 21st, which is not that far away.
Not far at all.
So,
but not
even
very
closer.
Yeah, is Flame in the Flood, which I didn't know about.
Okay, Flame in the Flood is one of the ones. It's one of the teams that came from the dissolution of the BioShock Infinite team.
Okay.
So like several different groups kind of came out of that, and Flame in the Flood is a game that was originally released on PC and Xbox.
Okay.
Or no, on
was it just on PC?
No, I think I'm thinking of a different game entirely.
Okay.
But yeah, this is coming to all 3 platforms, and it looks cool.
I'm curious about the gameplay in it. I mean,
yeah,
it looks cool. I like the art design. You get a little dog friend, and that's cool. That's one thing I liked about Fable 2.
Yeah.
It looks like it could be interesting. I mean, it's got this whimsical post-apocalyptic feel.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it also has like RPG and like upgrading and building and customizing your stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I think that sounds like fun. So,
I mean, I would definitely be curious about this game. I don't know. I mean, with everything that's going on, it's unfortunately it's going really low on my priorities. This month, I am playing Dark Souls. I am gonna keep doing the Final Fantasy stuff. I'm gonna get back on that, so I apologize. But Resident Evil comes out.
I see it.
But Resident Evil's coming out this month.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So,
all right.
like, I was gonna, I haven't aired it yet. I was gonna air the first episode of my Dark Souls playthrough, but now I'm like, okay, I have Dark Souls, and I have Resident Evil, and when I put these out, I would like to do them regularly for people.
Okay. Well, I think what we're gonna try to do, and a little bit of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Of just having like per day. Just having something come out each day.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to contribute to those as well. I haven't done a lot of Let's Plays, but basically what we've been talking about is we're going to kind of archive those so that every day you'll have something. And even if you're not interested in what we're playing on Tuesday, hopefully you'll like what we're playing on Wednesday.
Hopefully. Movie reviews are going to come back as well.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, if you do your playthroughs, if you want to turn off the camera, the reason that I say that is then I can use the footage for other stuff.
Okay.
You can put your audio commentary on there. It's fine, though.
Okay.
But yeah, because we want to give you more stuff, but I want it to be stuff that you like. I was thinking, and I mentioned this, keep mentioning this, I think I'm going to do a retro thing on Saturday mornings where I play a retro, like a SNES game or a Genesis game.
That'd be fun.
But they're ones you can just pick up. Like, hey, this is Mega Man. Hey, this is this platformer or something that it's not an RPG, because RPGs take so long to get into.
Yeah. So there are a lot of games coming out, and we're figuring out time and figuring out how to do that. Fortunately, Capcom is determined to not be part of that problem.
Yeah.
Because they have released Mega Man 1 through 6 on iOS, and it's awful. Like, what you're seeing on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, this is actual gameplay. This is the frame rate they're giving you in game, which is not okay. For
a cell phone, it looks like, probably around 5 frames. 5 to 10 frames a second is what it feels like here.
This is a very precise game, and like, okay, that section of Metal Man stage, like, they've removed the flicker. Okay, cool. I still knew what was happening in the flicker, and so do not buy those under any circumstances. I've already warned you on every social media avenue available to me, because and don't reward them for just trotting out crap like this.
So I hadn't seen the trailers when you tweeted that out, and I thought, okay, well, obviously we're talking about very tight controls, and I don't like playing most mobile games for that reason. Puzzle games work really well for mobile games because of that. Super Mario Run and endless runners in general work really well because you have like a swipe or a tap, and that's it. But if you have movement, jumping, shooting, jump and shoot man here, right?
Shoot man.
How do I do it? So when you mentioned that, I said, well, they have those controllers, those third-party controllers you can get.
But no, it's the game itself that's broken.
It's the game itself. Because I was about to, I hadn't seen this yet, and I was about to have an argument with you of like, well, would it be better? No, it's not going to be better because they have Bluetooth controllers specifically made for controllers. I even saw one that was it was an Android one, but it was a Bluetooth controller that doubles as a phone case. Okay. And I was like, that's cool, but no, this wouldn't work.
Okay, so don't do this. There are NES emulators for Android phones that run Mega Man better than what you just saw.
But don't do it because emulating.
Right.
You have to own the cart. If you own the cartridge, you can do that. It's still a gray area, but if you own the cartridge, technically you can do that.
But yeah, like, okay, if somebody figured out how to do this for free, why can you not figure out how to do it? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So anyway.
Well, it's the whole Blizzard thing with Vanilla WoW. Like, this is so time consuming and it's hard. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Not as hard.
Speaking of Blizzard and like positive things, though, they're having their 20th anniversary of Diablo and making us feel old.
Yes.
Because that was like high school for me.
Yeah. So Diablo was middle school for me, and
youngins.
Yeah, no. So 20 years ago, I was 12, and I played the heck out of the first Diablo.
Because you don't make it to hell, not until 2.
No, you don't. I played the heck out of it though.
Or maybe you played the hell out of it, and that's why hell wasn't in it.
Because it was out.
Exactly.
I played Diablo. I played the Diablo expansion pack, and whenever I say that, people go, "Oh yeah, the Diablo 2 Lords of the..." No. I'm talking about the Sierra made, not Blizzard made. Sierra outsourced one where you could play a monk, and I only played it because it was more Diablo, and I wanted more Diablo so bad.
Yeah, because it's a wonderful thing. Yeah. But so they're doing kind of different anniversary things across their different games that are out right now. There is WoW, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and Diablo 3, and so we have a little bit for all of that.
Sure.
So in WoW, they put the cow level into WoW,
which I did not expect at all.
Yeah, the secret cow level was like one of the best little things from the original WoW, and but yeah, wander around and like I can still hear the moo.
Yeah.
Because like it was possible for them to like put in realistic cow sound effects or whatever, but they just had somebody or like I think it was 2 people, but he just says moo.
Yeah.
Moo. And it was hilarious. I love it. So
in Hearthstone they had a cow level of sorts where all your responses are moos. I was gonna do some gameplay footage of this, but I didn't get to. And I don't want to steal someone else's. It's not as cow level ish as the rest of them. Yeah. But it was again something to give a little bit of flavor. Yeah. But the biggest thing was the Diablo remaster, if as it were. It wasn't really a remaster.
Basically, they put
Tristram,
the entirety of Diablo 1 into Diablo 3 for a limited time. And
you can only play as the character races, character classes of Diablo 3.
And like, okay, you've done that. Give me a $10, like, let me buy that. I'll buy it and I will play it.
I'll pay $20 for that.
Yeah,
I'll pay $20 for an original Diablo.
So
updated. I have Diablo on this computer. Kid you not. I have it on this computer because technically the first Diablo is considered freeware at this point. Mm-hmm. So the first Diablo I have on this computer that boots off EXE. So
see, I beat the original Diablo, but Diablo 2 was like my game. I beat that game with every character class.
Oh wow. Okay. I only beat it with like 2 classes.
Necromancer was always my favorite though, because like you get to go with this crowd that just demolishes everything.
I'd like to have a remastered. I do not want a remastered Diablo.
Okay.
I want a completely redone Diablo with this new engine, but with the old classes. I want to play as a paladin, as a sorcerer. And what's the other one?
It was just a fighter.
It's 3. It's the paladin, it's the sorcerer, and the is it rogue? What's wrong with me?
many things.
Yeah.
So while he's doing that, in Overwatch they gave us some new skins and sprays. Yeah. Which is fun because like I like the idea of having the like I have Reinhardt with the paladin shield up, which. Yeah, like there's a parallel there, and then I have like just different pairings, and it's fun to spray that stuff up, knowing that 90% of the people who see it don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. And that's fine. But also, if you play Overwatch on PS4, add me twin_pi. I'll play with you.
Yeah, you will.
Every once in a while.
You do Mondays? When are you doing those?
I do it on Mondays. I'm actually gonna be playing later tonight. So cool. if you're watching this live, then Sunday evenings. So yeah.
We also got some Afterbirth news.
Yes, Afterbirth Plus specifically.
Yes.
Afterbirth Plus is out on Steam.
On Steam.
And if you own the game, you can buy it for $6.66.
That's great.
And the mod tools, like they had some issues like right off the bat because like they introduced official mods and everything, and like there's some stuff going on where if you don't delete files, but like they have been very active and proactive in putting out, hey, help us figure this out. And we're not going to get mod tools on console most likely, but we're going to get to play like a lot of the mods that people have introduced, and it's wonderful and it's exciting and it's happy. And I want to play it someday.
I'll play it eventually. But one thing that I think is I wouldn't say more interesting. One thing that I'm really excited about is Forza Horizon 3. And this was supposed to be queued up, but it wasn't. So Forza, they accidentally released the debug version of Horizon 3. And the big deal about this is, obviously it's the wrong version, but it has, in the code, it has Porsche.
Yes.
So Porsche was exclusive for, I think there was a 10-year exclusivity contract.
And for those of you who know how to pronounce it, he's talking about the Porsche line of cars.
Yeah. So we're in America. No, the Porsches, yeah, if you want to call it that. So they had a exclusivity contract with, was it Gran Turismo, or I can't remember who it was.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, and
that's
so
why they weren't in any Forza games.
Right.
Yeah.
The major bummer though is that some people who downloaded this patch, which was massive, because it was the debug version, so it overwrote like half the game. But yeah, it was corrupting save files and causing all kinds of problems. They managed to take it out. So like if you download the next patch, then they're like, "Oops, sorry. Here's the one that we're meant to give you."
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about your save files being corrupted.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Now you kind of makes me wish for the old days of the memory cards, where you could back up on this memory card, you could back up on another memory card, and you got at least this.
I mean, you can still do that with USB and
you can do that with
all
USB.
that kind of stuff. We just don't anymore because we're lazy and we just want everything to happen we just want it all to happen automatically.
I keep hitting
and
A.
most of the time it does.
I just keep hitting A or X, and I keep hitting it. Yeah, save. That's fine. Create a new save file. I don't care.
Yep.
That's what we do now.
That's what we do.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm excited about that because I think that any exclusivity in that regard, they're trying to do like, protect their brand or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's healthy and I think it's important. And I just wish that we would get those in Grand Theft Auto games.
Yeah.
But no one wants to have Lamborghini, Porsche, and all the others
used for crimes and blown up. And like that was always the thing with Gran Turismo is like there has never been damage in those because they're like, this is how a Ferrari looks. You will not hurt it.
Yeah.
Which kind of takes me out of it, but it's still fun.
I want to see what a Ferrari looks like.
On fire?
On fire, head-on collision. I want to see what happens when you take a Ferrari and you drive at 150 miles an hour into a building.
Yeah.
And I want to see building damage. Why doesn't Grand Theft Auto have building damage?
Because that's for Crackdown.
I want to build it. You don't have to destroy the building, but if I drive my car into a building.
I've always found it funny that trees, no matter what size they are so much more durable than any fence posts, like human-made concrete barriers. Like you can knock down more concrete barriers than you can trees in video games in general.
I want to see the next Grand Theft Auto, and we'll end on this. I want to see the next Grand Theft Auto for subtle building damage, right?
All right.
So, look, you see that something hit that. Something subtle, at least.
Like I want paint scraping when you hit it with a car.
I would love that. I'd love some paint off my car to be on there.
Yeah.
But what I'd love even more is, you mentioned knocking down trees. I want to see knocking down trees and knocking down lamp and light and traffic lights. I want to see that. And people are saying, "Oh yeah, you can do that in the game." Yeah, you knock it over and you can drive over it.
Yeah.
I want to see you knock that over, and that's a big deal because you stop traffic stops. No one can get around this thing. Yeah, I want to see that because I will cause those kind of wrecks.
Yeah, that doesn't actually sound like fun to me. I'll let them make the games. I'll play them, talk about them.
Yeah.
and we will continue to do that for the
Yeah.
next year. Welcome to 2017, TWIOCH.
Yep.
And yeah, thanks for joining us.
We'll see you guys later.